Hello. People are realizing your strength. You are so immovable and well established. Welcome to Sunrise Soul. Let's start with the scripture. We are here every Sunday with a scripture. Today we are reading from the book of Matthew, verse 24 through 25. Therefore, everyone who hears what I say and obeys it will be like a wise person who built a house on a rock. Rain poured and floods came. Winds blew and beat against the house, but it did not collapse because its foundation was on the rock. People are finally starting to realize your strength. They felt previously these attackers, your enemies, the wicked, children, the destructive forces. Hi, Sigma. These destructive forces came and they wanted to blow your foundation away. Some people have not been wanting you to exist because of your star quality. Some people have been wanting to see you off of this earth. They thought that they could get rid of you, but you were built to last. You were built upon the rock. God rewards the obedient. You built your home on a solid foundation. There's nothing they can do to make you fall. In a most recent cycle, you guys had to stand up to these negative elemental forces, and you were able to withstand and persevere. Especially during this Mercury retrograde, the communication in the air element has been extremely harsh. Hi, Jelly. Yeah, people want me dead, but I'm here strong. The fact that people could even wish this kind of destruction onto others, they will never prosper. Wishing and trying to plot someone's downfall, attacking people's foundation, will bring you nothing but misery. We are here strong, built to last, built to suit a fashion model size. A wise person built a house on a rock. Those who have not been wise, those who have not been obedient, you will see them from the fruits that they're bearing. You will see them collapsing, crumbling, losing their wealth. Their foundations were not built to last. Your enemies tried to devastate you and try to cause you emotional overwhelm. But you guys have been so strong, patient. These superficial, wicked people have watched you restore yourself and realized that there was nothing that they could do to destroy you. You're not going anywhere. Let's go. The rain poured, the floods came, emotional overwhelm came, trying to drag you with laziness and sadness, tried to impact your mood and motivation with the moon. God rewards the obedient. We're going to choose self-love every time. You did not collapse. You were as solid as the rock. Built to suit, built to last. Because of your obedience, you persevered. When the nasty communication of truth came out, you realized your mistakes. You realized where you have been investing improperly. You realized where the negative forces were coming from. I'm hearing gossip and those who led with an ego, rejected, abandoned, and betrayed because they wanted to see you collapse. They wanted to see your home destroyed. You guys are learning your mistakes. What did the scripture say? A wise person who built a house on a rock. You are rich in knowledge. You are rich in wisdom now. Realizing your mistakes so you will never falter again. This is a time of achievement. Through the second house, you are expanding so much. You're getting what you need. You are getting what you want. They thought that you were going to be devastated. They thought your house was going to crumble. They thought your foundation was going to crumble. But they only saw you expand your personal freedoms. They only saw you expand your financial capability. You are rich in knowledge and you will never falter again. Now they see you are well established and immovable, and they couldn't destroy your home or your throne. There's nothing that they could do to get rid of you. A lot of these lovers and friends that you have compassion and forgiveness with them. Some of you do love them. But since we last spoke, we know that a lot of these people have been so embarrassed, ashamed, egoic. They are intimidated by your level up because they thought that you were going to crumble. Hi, Divine Inspirations. Thank you. See through the veil. Thank you. The people who cannot communicate, the people who left things obscure, impacting you with the moon through the subconscious and through your feelings, their hidden motive was to overwhelm you with emotions, to reject, abandon, and betray. And they thought that that was going to cause you to lose your focus. They thought that you were going to stop loving yourself. With their rejection and abandonment and betrayals, now they see you are achieving. You have successfully brought about your desires and objectives, and they are so embittered and intimidated by this success and achievement. You've displayed so much effort, skill, and courage. If you have had people that you have been sharing resources with through the second house, something about you, these are relationships that you walked away from, roommates, lovers that you may have lived with. A lot of these people, these were mistakes. You shouldn't have invested your resources into these situations. When they abandoned, rejected, denied, and betrayed, you continue to bring about your desires and objectives. You guys may be struggling with guilt, especially if you were the caretaker for someone, especially if you know that these people have not, they're on the opposite side of you. They don't have the same amount of personal freedoms and financial capability that you have. You are rich in knowledge, for one. And now they see you expanding your material realm. You have learned so much value and knowledge around these mistakes with these people who you once shared resources and homes and memories with. They were not respectful, and their behavior showed how they truly felt about you. Do not feel guilty for leaving them with nothing. Do not feel guilty for not returning the phone call. Do not feel guilty for walking away to practice healing and self-love. Now they see you achieving. Some of them, they see you commercialized. This is a representation. The success that you see today is a representation of your mistakes and pain. You are rich in knowledge. If they see you with, through the second house, with personal freedom and financial capability, they didn't see the negative aspects of your journey, your life path. Those destiny swappers, they are now having to face with no financial freedom, no personal capabilities. A lot of these people who try to destiny swap with you, they don't have willpower and hard work to refine themselves, to develop their own characters. They want to take the easy, they want access to nice things, and they want to take the easy way out by stealing from others. These lovers and romantic partners, they've been so egoic and gossipy about you. You met them and discovered unconditional love with these people. So you may be struggling with feelings of guilt as you leave them with nothing. But they have been harboring resentment. These people have had an underlying animosity. They haven't acted with unconditional love. They showed you how they felt about you when they disrespected you. You shared home, resources, memories. Don't feel guilty for leaving them. Don't feel guilty for any kind of offense they have taken, any kind of neglect that they feel, any kind of crime that they feel was done to them. You are not responsible for these people. They have had an inability to take responsibility for their role and have been holding on to resentment, blocking the flow of love in your relationship. These relationships have been extremely superficial, right? You thinking that y'all sharing memories and resources? These are only for them to satiate their own selfish desires. While you're investing, trying to build home and achieve together, these people are not valuing these memories and investments the same way that you are. Some of these people have grown in ill will at your financial capability. Step on their toes. Please step on their toes. Oh my God, you're so... Thank you. Hi, Sky. Pink heart. Okay. You need to perform a release ritual around these memories, resources, and home lives that you have with these people. They were not real because they were superficial. They showed you how they valued your memories, how they valued their opportunity with you, how they valued the resources that they shared with you when they abandoned, neglected, rejected, and betrayed. They led with an ego, not love the way that you did. Don't feel guilty for leaving them with nothing. Some of them, they did leave you stranded. They left you without a home. They left you without resources. They left you without their support or care. They left you without inner peace. But Archangel Chamuel and the grace of God, you display effort, skill, courage, leveled up, and because of your obedience, staying determined and hardworking, you were preserved. Your home is preserved. Your resources preserved. You are rich in knowledge. You only grew stronger when they thought that you would crumble. You are well established, and they are the ones left with the burden. They are the ones left with nothing. Leave their cabinets empty. Leave their pockets empty. Leave their call log empty. They get no more access to you because they neglected and they betrayed, they rejected, they abandoned. They showed you how much they valued you when they acted with ego. They thought that some of them, their hidden motive was to destroy you. Thank you, Megan. What you doing? Detach and release your need. You know, some of these people, they do want to restore trust with you. Some of them, they have discovered unconditional love with you. But there has been a conflict because they continue to lead with ego. They have been causing emotional and physical pain. Do not apologize for walking away to practice your self-love. Some of these people, ex-partners got in the way. They went back to an ex and they leave you waiting. Okay? Leaving you to face your burden alone. Leaving you to face challenges alone. Which means that they don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your achievement. Some of them, with this commercialization, they're sitting up and watching you get bigger and bigger and bigger after they thought that them betraying, neglecting, abandoning, and committing crimes against you were going to cause you to crumble. Do not feel guilty for leaving them with nothing. If you can go back, if some of you guys shared home, if you can go back and get your resources, protect your assets. And I would definitely recommend, especially you guys who are going commercial, you guys who are building this home upon a rock. We are built to suit, built to last. We're not going to take no type of fall. Keep wishing up on a pipe dream. We are not going anywhere because we are obedient and we are God-fearing. If you can get your stuff, please get your stuff. Protect your assets fiercely because they want to see your home destroyed. They want to see your assets destroyed. Y'all move on from these people. They don't deserve an earth angel. They are realizing that you are an angel. They are left to carry the burden of what could have been alone. Some of these people, they got caught up in a nasty gossip, rumor, falsehoods, wrong perceptions and assumptions about you, and did not value you. That shows you how superficial they are to begin with. Not having discernment when it came to fucking with you. They do not deserve you, and please move on with your life, especially the ones who went back to a karmic partner and they are aware of it. Some of them are just too egoic to admit that they were wrong, that they made a mistake. But your mistakes are lessons. You are rich in knowledge. Your knowledge reflects your values and beliefs. Your internal world is a reflection of your external world. Now they see you well established. Don't feel guilty for walking away. They are not established. They have nothing. They've lost their wealth. Failed marriages. Failed careers. Flops, drops. They thought that you were going to be the one to take the loss. They thought that you were going to be the one that wasn't preserved. Look how those tables, they always turn. Stop wishing that you can go back to the way things used to be. Those memories, resources, and experiences with these people were not valued. They were superficial moments that you assigned value with an improper attachment style. They did not assign any value, especially when they decided to betray you, neglect you, and abandon you. Surrender your need to control the situation. Surrender your need to save them. Call back your power. Some of them, it got personal. And they deliberately disobeyed you. They deliberately were disloyal to you. They deliberately went back to an ex-partner that they knew was unfulfilling. Because it's personal. Well, let me show you how personal it can get. Watch the commercial now. Let me show you how personal it can get when you see me getting everything that I need and want, and you are left with nothing. These people have been working through something subconscious. These people, these fake friends and lovers, they have been working through something subconscious that they don't want to admit or become aware of. They don't know how to take responsibility for their behavior. They don't want to have intelligence. They don't want to have truth. Because those stark realizations that they're having makes them feel like an idiot, makes them realize what they lost. And they sit there with nothing. These people are so unable to take responsibility for their actions. They have unconscious patternings in their relationships. This is revealing the true security of the relationship. This is revealing comfort versus discomfort. It's revealing your true intimacy was superficial. It wasn't real. And these are intimate friends too. They thought that you were going to be the one to crumble. It was personal to them. Yep. It was personal to them. When they rejected, abandoned, and betrayed, they just saw you keep on working. What the verse say? It will be like a wise person who built a house on a rock. Rain poured, floods came, winds blew and beat against the house. But it did not collapse because the foundation was a rock. They thought that you were going to be the one rejected and abandoned and left without resources. You deserve an emperor who respects you and brings you inner peace. You deserve peaceful relationships. You deserve someone who doesn't have some kind of subconscious hidden motive to destroy your home and relations. Some of them do want to restore after building a unique home with you, after establishing values with you, after learning more about your personality. But they do look like they're opportunists now. The value is not in the resource. The value is not in you seeing me achieve on a commercial level. The value is the harmony. The value is the compatibility. The value is the nurturing and relating to the emotional needs. That was not there before. Or you did not value that before. You are reaching a decision around partners. Some of them, they're begging to come back after seeing you achieve. Seeing that you were building on a rock instead of something superficial and fleeting like them. After seeing you having all these strong values, right? They didn't care about leaving you with nothing, so don't care about leaving them with nothing. Surrender your need to control and save them and call your power back. Some of these people, they have been intentionally obscure, wanting to impact you on a subconscious level so that you don't have inner peace with the conflict, unable to resolve a conflict because they cannot take responsibility for their own well-being. Some of them, they're with the enemies, have grown ill will and found emotional fulfillment in betraying you with someone who was clearly an enemy. That is showing you how they truly feel about you. They wanted to devastate you and cause you emotional overwhelm. That means that they did not respect you. So why do you want to come back now? I'm hearing something where you were a caretaker, ironing clothes, a servant, a humble servant to someone. But there was emotional overwhelm. There was harsh communication with this person. something that impacted you and related to your deep emotional core. They impacted you, these people, friends and lovers, have impacted you and touched where your deepest feelings reside. But you were built upon a rock. When those floods came, when those winds blew, your house did not collapse. You realized your mistakes and you became rich in knowledge. Through the second house, you value the knowledge first, and then they see you with financial capability. They see you with resources up the wazoo. Wow. Look how patient you were in getting what you needed and wanted and focusing on self-love instead of trying to go buy designer. You became designer. You guys are the trendsetters. Some of you guys are famous and you don't even know it. Some of you guys have celebrities watching you, supporting you. You guys have big net worth individuals in your network because of how well established you are in your beliefs, and it radiates outwardly. Be patient. The celebrity net worth is coming as well because your foundation is a rock. Trust. Soothe your impatience. There's nothing to do but wait. You are a rock. You are immovable. No wind can blow you down. No rain, flood can destroy your resources and assets. Your home is very protected and well established. It is your time. The momentum is building. So you feeling impatient about something, you're going to be getting, you guys, the momentum is building. Financial freedom, more resources are coming in faster. More capabilities are coming in faster. You are rich in knowledge. The more you clear these emotional disturbances and reconcile them, the momentum gains more and more because you're not disparate, you're not varied. You reconciling these devastations, you are healing a lot of unresolved traumatic experiences and grief-stricken experiences. You are preserved by knowledge, by wisdom. You did not collapse. You are solid as a rock. These people who had intentions to do harm, even if it was on a subconscious level, they cannot return friends. You may have discovered unconditional love with these people and you feel guilty for walking away, but you need to stay obedient. The case has been closed. You have been given guidelines and instructions on how to handle some of these individuals who have rejected, abandoned, and betrayed, seeking to hurt you and cause emotional overwhelm. Now that they see that you were immovable, that you're the boss, they want to rile all up and be in the winner's circle. Don't feel guilty for walking away and leaving them at the South Node and leaving them with nothing. They knew what their actions would do. I'm hearing risk of harm. They knew that their actions was a risk. They knew that their actions could cause you harm. They knew that it would endanger you. Not on my watch. We protect women and children at risk. This is your time of achievement because of how obedient you have been. Practice your affirmation. I resist my urge to reconnect with people who have proven to be toxic to my growth and happiness, causing you emotional and physical pain. Some of these people rejected you and you blossomed into this beautiful butterfly anyway. They thought that this rejection and abandonment was going to restrict your personal freedoms and that you were not going to be financially capable. But they saw you level up and now they want to come back. Some of them, even though there is unconditional love, they're so intimidated by your level up now. They wanted you to be needy on them. They wanted to control you and bind you to them out of need, out of urgency, out of disability. They wanted to bind you to them because they knew you were rich. They siphoned your energy, harvested you because they knew you were peaceful and unconditionally loving. Try to find it within yourself to forgive these individuals. Forgiveness does not equate to reconciliation. You have been given clear guidelines and instructions. You are not to return to people who had hidden intentions to begin with. They were an enemy. That thought that they could destroy your home. They thought that they could steal from you. They thought that they could isolate you and alienate you, stop you from getting the support that you needed. They thought that they could come into your workplace and destroy your reputation and steal. And because when they realized that you were the boss, they realized that you were in the top, they realized that you were achieving, it embittered them because it reflected back to them their failure at life, their lack of achievement. They were jealous, even these lovers. When they saw you had skills, they knew that you had harnessed your personal freedom in the past. They knew that it required a certain degree of strength and awareness to get to this point. They thought that they would crumble you with the 5 of Swords, but you only grew stronger. Some of you guys, you took a leap of faith on these people and trusted your instincts with the moon, right? You overrated your intuition. But with every goodbye, you learn. I am rich in knowledge, and now I am rich in resource. I am free. What's your affirmation? I am free. I am not bounded and binded to anyone out of a need. I am not binded to anyone for physical security. When you got the communication about their nasty hidden motive, it could have destroyed you. It could have made you crumble. But instead, you expanded anyway. If you can get your stuff from these people, please do. Some of y'all came in and you cleared out the whole situation because they don't deserve an earth angel like you. They're opportunists because they see you commercial. They don't know that your mistakes made you rich in knowledge. The reason why you're commercial is because you're rich in knowledge. The reason why you're achieving and successful is because you are rich in knowledge. Influencers, creators, high-earning individuals are rich in knowledge, are wise because they realize their mistakes. These people, they don't realize their mistakes. They don't want to realize their mistakes, but they can't avoid the stark reality as they see you through the 2nd house get free. They can't avoid the stark realities when they see you achieving and they are failing. Amen. I am aware that these people are outer reflections of personal fears, fears for me to overcome. These fears are illusory. I am free. Beautiful Joey. These people reflect parts of your essential self, your essential fears. These people, they exploited your deep emotional realm. They exploited your emotional core. Some of you guys, you had instincts about these people. It was so obscure. You had a gut reaction. They didn't know that you were so intuitive. What you say, Megan? A top tier intuition. You were never obscured by some type of sensory, intimate experience. Kisses are not promises. Top tier, baby. Top tier. They thought that they can destroy your home. They thought that they could destroy your career. They thought they can steal your career. Some of them so obsessed, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, with your career because they're so lacking of achievement. How about you go get some knowledge, study, read a book, stop trying to cheat in school and at work. These destiny swappers, they want access to amazing things, but they don't want to go through the refining process of doing that, of getting that. Some of them were successful at destroying something, but they watched you surrender. Trust in God. Trust and universal consciousness, and you have been restored, preserved, well established in this peace. Who plotting your downfall? There's nothing that you can do. Let's wrap, y'all. These superficial people hate to see unique individuals. Now everybody want to rile all up and be in the winner's circle. You were not patient to win. It took patience to win. You are just a despaired soul, and you are trapped in the sunken place forever because of your poor decision making and ill will. This is what separates the ordinary from the great. A top tier intuition is what separates the ordinary from the great. I remember on Girl Boss, a long time ago, I did a training with Girl Boss, and I did not understand what she meant at the time. She said, I will never forget this, it's literally verbatim. She says, a girl boss's greatest advantage is their intuition, is their instinctual response. Why? Because it reveals how they feel about their securities, their comforts, their intimacies. It reveals your automatic reactions. A girl boss's greatest asset is their intuition, where your deepest feelings reside, where you receive the greatest amount of nurturing, where something from the subconscious comes into the consciousness. When you become aware of something, you have the power to change it, to control it. I resist my urge, now that I'm aware, to reconnect with people who have proven to be toxic to my growth and happiness. Some of you guys are realizing that these people did not care about your emotional needs. They were superficial. Well, sorry, we are very emotionally and soulfully deep in this piece. Let's wrap. Release rituals around these people, materials, and memories. They are lost and they are gone. They didn't exist because they were superficial. You are finally becoming aware of an unconscious patterning through the moon, something that has been in your subconscious. You've gotten a communication around it, especially as you learn from these mistakes and pain. When you bring this information from your subconscious, you're like, okay, I was not aware of that previously, and I can establish my values around that, if that makes sense, so that I will not continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. When you establish your values, you establish a standard and set of principles on how to make decisions for yourself. Some of you guys, are so wise now, such that when you are met with these floods and these harsh winds, that you do not collapse because you hold fast and obedient to God. I surrender to God, not to some false prophet, not to some false God. Some of these people want to get up and act like they love God. You don't love the universe. You don't love creation. You are harming creation. This is why you don't create. This is why you are lame. This is why you're ordinary and we are great. Built to last. Built on a rock. There's nothing you can do when we are obedient to God. There's nothing you can do when we are surrendered to the good Creator. Every time, with every goodbye, with every devastation, you learn. Your true lover is going to protect your star quality. Your true friend is going to protect your star quality. Some of you, you are in union. You are aware of your true love, if that's what you want. Because you realize that this person has something about a male influence have made you built to last. Some type of true emperor, true lover, true partner have told you and shown you what to do. These other lovers and partners that try to destroy you, it's a big difference between your true counterpart, a true friend, and a hidden enemy. Y'all have been sleeping with the enemy. Tapped it twice. The Leo, your enemies, they will betray you. They will go back to their ex-partners. They will be superficial, partaking in harmful gossip about you. Lovers who you may have a nurturing relationship with them, right? Don't get caught up in no sensory experience with somebody. There is more underneath. There's something subconscious going on with these enemies. These lovers posing as lovers, posing as emperors. They have not been respectful at all. They have not protected you at all. Instead, they were so superficial and got caught up in some type of illusion. But what that really shows you is how they truly feel about you on a subconscious level. They were embittered at you for being independent and successful. There was nothing that they could do. It backfired. Their behaviors backfired and they're left with nothing. Something about them, they thought that they would have other options. Their other options fell through. So, release them. I'm hearing something about them. They thought that they would have another option or they tried to replace you. End it. Over. A KO. They feel very rejected and abandoned now. The tables turned real bad. Let's wrap. Taking naive and foolish risks. A lot of them, these enemies that try to destroy you, something about you, when they try to swap these destinies and things like that, friends, this was not good. They are realizing the foolish mistakes that they made. They took risk with you. They took a gamble and lost real bad. Some of them, they were away exploring other options, investing elsewhere. These people feel extremely guilty about their decisions because they realize when those other options fell through and they realize that you were the one achieving, you were the one that was built to last. You were the true value that they did not value when they took those foolish risks. Why on earth would you invest in something like that? Some of them, they just did not want to obey you. They didn't want to obey you because it hurt their ego. A true masculine knows that they are nothing without the divine feminine. You should include the divine feminine in everything that you do, because the divine feminine has the advantage with their intuition, and they respect the divine feminine because of that. That means you do not value the resource, the memories, and the something about, especially through the moon, right? These people did not value these intimate moments, these emotional, nurturing, caring relationships. They did not value that. Especially some of you guys were their caretaker and things. They didn't value the security and comfort that you brought them. Some of you guys, you had an instinctual intimacy. You had an intimacy that needed no rational explanation. And they went against this. And this was them self-sabotaging. Some of them, they were just there for physical pleasures, and that showed you that they were very superficial. Okay? You deserve someone who respects you and brings you inner peace and protects your star qualities and teaches you how to build, teaches you how to achieve. Nine of Swords. These people lie awake at night. They're very stressed out because they're realizing their mistakes. They know that some of them, they know that they were causing you anxieties. They know that you have been worrying. Well, they show that they don't care about your emotional well-being. The Eight of Wands. They knew that you're going through emotional pain, not knowing the truth of what happened. But now that you have the communication about their risk-taking, about their mistakes, about how superficial this really was, right? Because if they truly valued it, they wouldn't have made these mistakes, right? They don't want to admit. Some of them, they really don't want to admit that they made a bad mistake. Some of them, they want you to sit around and wait. There is no waiting. I have no idea why you are not tending to this as a matter of priority. This is an urgent, serious matter. We wait for no one. You want to keep risking and gambling? We're going to leave you and make a conscious decision to leave you with nothing while we go figure it out on our own. You sitting up worrying about something that was wasteful. These people have been, with this Fool in the reverse, these people have been wasting time, money, and energy and emotional on something superficial and that doesn't exist. These third parties that they've been entertaining out exploring their options are bums. And you are rich. Big mistake. Fleeing to go and handle some type of external matter with an ex-partner, with ex-friends, ex-families, leaving you unclear, leaving you unsupported. This is showing you that they do not respect you. When they flee to go handle some type of other matter, they are not handling you as a matter of priority. Do not invest anymore. They do not deserve an earth angel like you. Do not feel guilty for leaving them with nothing. Some of them, they realized that this risk that they took, some of them, they tried to replace you, or they thought that they could juggle another option Some of them, they went off and took, they did this to cause a conflict. I'm hearing that if they were with a bum, first of all, some of you, they wanted to make you internalize their behavior. They wanted to make it seem like they had another option. They don't have another option. And if they did, they went and explored that option and it failed. Real bad. I'm hearing that they took a loss, actually, when they invested and risked their time, money, and resources and emotions into bums. They know that you are very compassionate for their experience. They know that it doesn't matter because you have self-love. It doesn't matter who they're spending their time with or who they're investing in. They know, but some of them, they take advantage of your unconditional love to go handle some type of external matter. Tell me more. Some of them, they want to try to restore trust. They want to try to rebuild what was lost. Right? Greedy and wasteful. Four of Pentacles. Superficial. And a superficial pursuit is what I'm hearing. And they know that you were the one who had the nurturing, comfort, and security. Them fleeing and leaving you, they panicked, some of them. They panicked because they didn't have a rational explanation for why they were drawn to you. Some of this is reflecting, you have compassion for this person's unconscious patterning. This Nine of Wands, this is the unconscious patterning for this person with commitment issues. But this is also reflecting a deeper conflict that has been going on as well. It's not just that this person has an unconscious patterning of commitment issues. These people were deeply triggered by your personality, essence, and unique quality that they know they couldn't find anywhere else. They know that all of these other relationships are superficial and you are the one who has value. You are the one that they have been establishing value with. You are the one, where they love your unique personality and essence. You have been the one that's been their rock. But they risked that when they decided to flee and invest in something superficial with a ex-partner, a prostitute, or some type of person that they have, some type of friend that they've had in their life for a long time, or some type of ex that they know didn't fully fulfill them. Some of them, they went to flee to handle a situation where someone has been in conflict with you and they have felt invested in those relationships and trying to ameliorate someone else's feelings of rejection. Some of them, they found emotional fulfillment in betraying you with this third party, which shows you that they have been so insecure and unstable and unsafe to be around. Some of them, they wanted to intentionally leave you with nothing. They wanted to leave you out. Okay? Some of these people, they want to come back to you because now they're rich in knowledge. Okay? Some of them, they have been choosing to soothe other people's insecurities, choosing to, relate and support someone else's emotional needs. Some of them, they don't have any emotional depth with these people, but they know they will have to safely and securely explore their emotional realm with you. They panicked when they felt emotions. They were very triggered and they flee to something where they did not have to practice self-love. They fled when they felt your essence. They panicked. But they're too triggered and traumatized, and they took a lot of risk. And you have compassion for them, and if you can, hold compassion and forgive them, then I definitely feel like you could restore trust in this relationship and try to rebuild the relationship. But for others, because of you realize how superficial, greedy, indulgent, and wasteful this person was, you realize that you guys, don't have the same values. After seeing you achieve and after understanding, that they actually, helping them become aware of some of their unconscious patternings to flee, because of their commitment issues, they have been learning, and establishing values with you, and they want to restore. For others, this Knight of Wands, they never respected you to begin with. So you have to decide and discern, is this something where someone had a hidden motive and blatant disrespect, or is this you needing to hold space and compassion for this person's loss and suffering and their unconscious patternings and commitment issues? Ask yourself, was this foolish risk? Was this a foolish risk? Or was this a conscious decision where they did not care about leaving you with nothing? Some of them, they made that conscious decision and they chose something superficial. They chose something where it's just a good time. Some of them, they thought that they were going to go get an orgasm, or they thought that they would have some type of gratifying sexual experience elsewhere. This person has now realized that they were driven by a psychological force to betray you, and that when they went to flee to someone else, it was especially for some of them you are dealing with someone who has an sex addiction or they have commitment issues. This person realized it was an ineffective sexual experience. Somebody's name is Angel. This person had a very superficial relationship with them, or they had, it was like a sex relationship with them that has not been fulfilling for a very long time. It lost its abundance. It lost its, gratifying. Some of them, they went into the situation because they were driven by a force and were living in the past. They thought that they could try to restore what was lost from with these past options or with an ex, and they thought that they would find gratification there. They went in, took a risk, and gambled you, left you with nothing, left you without, emotional support, and they went into these situations, and the sexual experience was extremely ineffective. They were not gratified. Some of them, they just don't do it for them. They know with you, especially some of you guys, they had a very intimate relationship with you. They know that you can get them off every single time, is what I'm hearing. And they went to a bum, something where they went to somebody fat, they went to someone gross, someone with bacterial vaginosis, someone who did a prostitute, and they thought that they would get an orgasm, or they thought that they would get some type of gratification. They flee to go handle this situation because it was some type of psychological force or lust that drove them to go back to these people. They realized that they got clarity and realized that they were just living in the past. Hello, Alima. They realized that they were living in the past and that was not a representation of reality. This person they had an illusion of attraction. Lust and attraction can be closely related. And we do not need to associate lust and attraction with any kind of physical appearance. These people are not on your level whatsoever. You're a 10 out of 10. It's clear that you're very beautiful, right? It has nothing to do with the way that you look. These people, some of them, they went to somebody fat, or went to someone unattractive, or went to someone where it was simple, that it didn't have any, it was superficial. And they thought that it would be gratifying. They thought that they would get their orgasm and leave, or get what they need, right? They were driven by a selfish and intense desire. And they did not get that. I'm hearing the union, they had another sex encounter with someone, and they got nada. I'm hearing something about it was very unfulfilling. Some of them, they went back to an ex because they had this hope that they could restore their tradition. They had this hope that they could restore what their family has lost, especially if these were long-term relationships, marriages that involved cheating. And they thought that they could restore their family. So they may have went back to an old dynamic and realized that that was a foolish risk. It was a matter that they need to go, an external roadblock and challenge in your relationship that they needed to go back and handle. They got their clarity, right? And realized that this was a result of them having poor boundaries. It's a lot of different levels to this. Some of them, their ex-partners wanted to destroy their intimate relationship with you because they knew it was true love. They knew that it was unconditional love. Someone's name is Angel. They knew that this person, they didn't care about this person. They knew that they had someone that actually cared about them. So they took them for money. They took them to take away from you. This SEX encounter was not, for one, it was not even that they were not even gratified. I can like, at least if you got the orgasm, then at least we like, okay, cool, right? But they didn't even get the orgasm. Some of them, they didn't even like their bodies or how they looked. They were not really attracted to them. They did this out of a conflict with you, out of wasting with you. Some of them, they wanted to leave you with nothing, so they went and gave it to someone who just wanted money. They realized it, and they got nothing. It's a lot there, okay? Some of them, they knew that this would stress you out and cause a conflict, so that's what they did. For others, they wanted to restore their, they didn't care about you, and because they had their selfish, they had a secret wish fulfillment, and what this really was a past baggage with their ex-partner. They did not choose self-love because they went something where they were stressed out about an ex-partner because they keep getting triggered by something. I don't think that it was, it's like this Nine of Swords, I definitely feel like this is a lust, but it's not because they actually were attracted to these people. It was a psychological force that drove them to do something wasteful, superficial, and indulgent, and they got nothing. Some of this was a subconscious patterning in their relationships. They felt emotion and security and comfort with you, intimacy with you. They got triggered because this triggered some of their past relationship traumatic experience. They got triggered, and that old baggage from the past that they have been feeling extremely guilty around. Some of them, they were the cheaters, especially the men. They were the cheaters in the relationships. They were the ones that caused the hurt. And so they felt like they needed to go explore these past options, but they realized that these people didn't even care about them to begin with. They shouldn't have felt guilty. They fled from you to go handle an external situation because of feelings of guilt. Some of them. For others, this guilt produced a psychological force that drove them into trying to gratify, and with an ex, they went into it, got nothing. These karmic partners that they have been fleeing to have been a representation of them not loving themselves. Don't feel guilty for walking away from them now. They are now realizing that you were their strength, you were their security, you were the one that they have been intimate with. You are the one that they have the true attraction with. And they didn't care about leaving you with nothing. They only realized that after it was too late. They were triggered by you. You needed no rational explanation for your intimacy. Some of them, they had an unconscious or subconscious hidden motive and negative feeling with you and wanted to take away your inner peace, and they did that. This is why they left. They fled, some of them fled on purpose to hurt you and to cause you anxiety. You guys, I definitely feel like with the Queen of Cups, discovered unconditional love. But because of their past mistakes, their naive risk, and you realize how indulgent and greedy and superficial they have been, something about them have transformed after being with you. But you are having a hard time. You had to save this person. You are having a hard time accepting their mistakes. They are now realizing that these old situations, they have just been feeling guilty about them, about their mistakes that they made within those relations. But that caused them to self-sabotage with you. They were not gratified when they went back to these ex-partners. They thought that they were going to get an orgasm. They thought that it was going to be fulfilling. It was not. It was very unfulfilling, very boring. Okay? Something where they thought that it would be that it would be emotional, that they would get their emotional needs met, and they realized that those people don't care about them. They wanted to try to treat you, as a second option. Didn't handle you as a priority. And because of that, they missed a major opportunity, friends, okay? I won't get too long-winded around that, okay? Especially I'm being guided to get a message from the divine counterparts, okay? What would this person want to say to you for those who are inquiring about a lover, okay? You needed to save this person because the timing was not right. There's a cycle where you will need to hold compassion for them and forgive them for their past mistakes, especially if they went back to ex-partners. Okay, let's see what they want to say to you. I'm enraged because of their own mistakes. I'm chasing you now, right? You were chasing those ex-partners because you were driven by a psychological force of lust related to your guilt. Some of them, they thought that they could restore what was lost in these relationships. Those relationships had already failed. On the bottom of the deck, I chose someone else over you. Yeah, they went back to their ex-partner, who was a bomb. Because that's what they are. So that's what I'm saying, friends. Don't feel guilty about walking away from them because they chose someone else. And when they chose someone else, they lost you, okay? They chose their ex. They chose a bomb. It's not that they are gratified there. It's because they are a bomb. They hid who they really were. They are choosing, some of them, they are literally, they're literally committing suicide. Spiritual suicide. These people, you know that they will erode and dissipate. They're left with nothing. These other people that they chose over you are not there. They're not there. And they're enraged because they know. Okay? Some of them, they are going to, they want you to wait for them to be done with, resolving the situation with their ex, who has no personality, no essence, no intimacy. Okay? That's unfortunate, friends, all right? That's what I'm feeling today. Some of them, they were so wrong about you to begin with. And so they did something with a hidden motive and had some type of personal issue with you. So they have been harboring a resentment and do not want to face their realities, right? Okay, let me see. How's this person? Let's see real quick. How are they feeling about the person that they chose? How are they feeling about the third party? They didn't care about leaving you with nothing when they went back to somebody else. They went to something superficial. How is this person feeling about you versus the third party? Some of these people, they do experience feelings of fulfillment with their ex-partner, especially the ones who have been in marriage, but they are bums, and they are, you know, they find emotional fulfillment in betraying you. They find emotional fulfillment in harming you. Some of them, they find emotional fulfillment in something mundane or bums, okay, bums. Because they have this tremendous amount of guilt about their actions with their previous partner. They were serial cheaters. They just reside there to appeal to this person's ego because they could not handle the rejection. But you were preserved, and you did not falter when they left you for nothing. How are they feeling about third-party friends? Empress in the reverse. They don't love them. These third parties do not love them. And there's no love. And the SEX is not gratifying either. So if they are having SEX with them, okay? How do they feel about third party? The Page of Swords. They're still trying to discern something where they are not, you know, aware of the fact that these people are not, ex-wife especially. I'm getting that this is an ex-wife. They do not love them. Okay, yes, she definitely is. Autocorrector butchered that. You definitely did butcher that. That autocorrect effed you up. LOL. Okay, how do they feel about this third party? I'm getting an ex-partner, someone's name that starts with letter H. So something where they went back to an old dynamic that they were used to, comfortable in, okay? How do they feel about an ex-partner? Like I said, those are over. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Those relationships, something where you did not know that they chose someone else. Friends, those are over. Ace of Cups in the reverse. They really got rejected by these people. Like, these people do not care about them. You were the one that cared about them. But they did not feel safe to explore. Like, I can't stand a loser. It's hard out here, friends. Their losers are falling out of the thin air. Losers are everywhere. I'm getting that I'm so scared it's a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, oh my God, there are losers everywhere. Like, listen, these people, I definitely feel like in the past, they may have had something with these people. Like I was getting before. They may have had something in the past with these people. But those relationships have run dry. They were really a rejection. I'm getting that these other options, they missed their opportunities with them, right? They missed the opportunity for love with them because of their own decision making. Some of these people, they really do not like them, okay? They really don't like them at all, okay? That's not good, friends. They really don't like them at all, okay? Clarifying this. Give me more. I want to get more tea on this because they are left with nothing. I'm getting that, you know, if they chose someone else over you, friend, they are left with nothing. These relationships they're missed. They're missed. They did not establish strong enough roots together. And so the relationships dissipated. They went to go do something because they were driven by a lust. Something about them. They had this desire to gratify themselves with someone else. And they went into the situation. They fled from you. When they felt intimacy, security, and comfort with you, they fled from you to go handle a matter with someone else that they had feelings of guilt around. What this really was is that this person, I think that it's not that they went and chose someone else because they felt guilty about a missed opportunity that they had with these people. This person has been dealing with a lot of loss and suffering in their life. This person is addicted to suffering. They're addicted to losing. Tell me more about these situations. It's like, go watch the last, shorts collective, because there's been a huge theme around this. It's not that, I'm not going to say that all of these relationships cannot be restored, but when they went and chose someone else, they're still dwelling there, for one, right? They're still dwelling there. If this is an ex-marriage, they're definitely still dwelling there. But if these were just like these relationships, they were never real relationships, they are over them. They are. But their mind, they had to discern this. Their mind played a trick on them. They sabotaged themselves. When they made an illogical fallacy, those relationships had already been lost and missed. But some type of psychological force drew them in to satisfy when they thought that they were going to get a gratification. They were driven by a selfish, intense desire to gratify because of their own feelings of guilt. They really were burdened by feeling invested in these relationships and situationships that did not work out. These people have been extremely blocked towards them. There is no love there. These people do not care about them. What these people did was they projected their mommy issues. They projected their need for these feminines to care for them. They tried to replace you. Something about where they had a wishful thinking that they could restore with these other partners after getting a self-love activation with you. They thought that they can go in with these old partners where the opportunity was already missed and done. The relationships have already failed and totaled because of, I'm hearing, decades of mistakes. They thought that they could go in. They realized that it was over. They said, oh, that was super immature. I was driven by my feelings of guilt. I was lacking, some of them were lacking clarity. It was like they were triggered by the loss and the suffering that happened with the end and the missed opportunity. It's your choice whether or not you want to have compassion for them. When they came into the security, comfort, and love with you, it was just the start of their solid foundation. It was just the start of them loving themselves. They needed this space to go explore their options or their past, options where they missed their opportunities so they can find their emotional balance around them. Some of them, they went and did this because they wanted you to crumble. For others, this was just their feelings of guilt. But I'm getting that when the truth came out, they realized their mistake. Something that has been going on a subconscious, something that has been going on, on a subconscious level. They overrated and they thought that they could restore what was lost, but instead they missed an opportunity for true love with you. The universe was very harsh. Yeah, as much as I love to admit things had to play out the way that they did, sometimes we really gotta be the sacrificial lamb in these karmic ass scenarios. God is good at the end of the day. Also, your outfit is fab. Thank you. God is good at the end of the day. This missed opportunity, it just probably meant that you weren't supposed to be with them anyway. Some of them, they are not, some of them, the timing was not right with you guys. The timing wasn't right. Some of them, they fell in love with you before you fell in love with them. And they got mad that you were not in love. Okay? They became an enemy and took offense when they love bombed you. Some of them, they asked you to procreate. Some of them, they asked you to marry real fast. And you were like, no. So you were just like, no, because you know that, like, this was like something about it. You knew that it was superficial. You knew that it, like, did not have depth. And you were like, let's just take our time, right? They felt blocked with you, triggered about, especially it triggered their past relationship trauma. It did. It did. So they may have went back to someone else, an ex, to resolve that. You told them to stay obedient. Something about you warned them. You may have even warned them. Some of y'all may have warned them, okay? When you know you gotta make that sacrifice, though, you be feeling so relieved after that release. You definitely feel relieved after that release. These people, after the truth came out about them, they have been extremely emotionally overwhelmed now. Because not only have they realized their mistakes and felt guilt with these other partners, they now have to carry the burden of leaving and abandoning you. You were their true home, their true sanctuary, true security. These people who have been in their life for decades and decades, they never cared to comfort them. They never cared to offer them security. They never cared. Some of them had already rejected these people. These people have been struggling with rejection issues because of their mommy issues. Something about them, they went into a situation, thought that they would be gratified by someone, some feminine. They thought that they would experience, they thought that they would get like an emotional need met because of how many decades they have been with these people. And they realized that they were not a solid foundation. They realized that those relationships did not withstand the challenges, obstacles, mistakes, and the test of time. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. How does this person feel about third party? They know that they missed their opportunities with them, right? And it wasn't just their fault in the relationship. These feminists rejected them. They were never receptive to you. They were never receptive. Ace of Pentacles. And they've been dealing with the internal struggle around that. The Nine of Wands reverse. Some of these people, what did you say? Cleanliness is next to godliness. Because we be washing our hands. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Because we be washing our hands. Some of these people were a high risk of sexually transmitted infections. Some of them, they had some type of prostate situation going on. Some of them, they was very risky. Like, some of them, they've been very superficial and indulgent and wasteful. They're greedy and nasty. Some of them, they have hygiene issues. They literally did not care about themselves. They were nasty. They're not clean. And they felt they've been getting rejected by all these feminists who have not been receptive to them. Don't nobody want to touch no nasty man. Don't nobody want to be, with somebody who keeps making the same mistakes over and over again. You're not getting rejected because of how you look in your physical situation. You're getting rejected because you don't have self-love. And we can tell. Don't nobody want to be around you, somebody who keeps, something about these people, they were always emotionally overwhelming. Like, they cannot console themselves. They cannot comfort themselves. They cannot take responsibility for themselves because of these deep mommy issues. Some of them, they chose someone else because they thought, something superficial, where they did not have, they don't have to explore from a place of, security. Now they're realizing what they lost. Some of them, they're like, okay, I don't know why I went and invested in this feminine in the reverse. This feminine has never been receptive to me. It's never been fulfilling. This person is fat. Something about them, they're like, I don't know why they did this. But they were dealing with a struggle around a missed opportunity with somebody else that they've been getting triggered by. I don't think they're not really attracted to these people. But their psychological force was an internal struggle. It's more of a reflection of what's going on in their inner world. And you have been their rock. But instead, instead of valuing, protecting, they did not care to leave you with nothing. They did not care to leave you unsupported. Some of them, they ghosted or they were just unavailable. Clarifying the Empress. How does this person feel about third party? People who they have memories with. The Magician. They feel like they have everything they need to know now. They feel like they were unclear about why this situation, that this person was not receptive to them. This feminine also, these ex-partners or how they chose someone else. These people don't care for themselves. They don't practice self-care. They're bums. I'm gonna be honest. Let me tell you right now, it's nothing that they have on you. You are the full package. You are the beauty and the brains. You are the comfort and security. But the truth is, they needed to go resolve some type of blocked feminine receptor with someone else because they have been experiencing feelings of guilt and they have been struggling with self-love and taking care of themselves. The Empress in the reverse is definitely somebody who doesn't take care of themselves. So they went to indulge with someone who doesn't take care of themselves. I'm hearing a lot of fat sexual unions. I'm hearing a lot of STIs and risk for disease, a lot of disordered people, a lot of dysfunctional relationships, and they finally feel like they got, all the information that they need. They finally feel like, I'm hearing that they needed, it was one of you, and you represent a 10 out of 10, and it was two other partners, right? I'm hearing something where there may have been two other partners or two fours. They are 4 out of 10, child. Something about them, they went to, they're definitely not fulfilled. On the bottom of the deck, they were just overly consumed with their loss. They're gone. They shouldn't have went back to these old people. But they feel like they did not have all the information that they need to stop getting triggered, okay? I definitely feel like a lot of them, those relationships ended in loss, but a lot of them ended in loss before you got around. Some of them. For others, they couldn't they couldn't understand, why some of them were lost, or something where, those relationships those were conflicts that they didn't fully understand, and they have been causing an internal struggle. But they finally feel like they understand now. Okay. Sheesh. Tell me more about the Page of Swords, and then we will have to wrap. Okay, friends. You are so free from them. Stark realizations that these people don't. Stark realizations. Those relationships, they don't have the same values. They're not friends. They're not family. They did not love them. They didn't. An Empress is going to make sure you are taken care of, well fed, showered, bathed. Make sure your emotional needs are met. They hate themselves so much that they went back to people who did not care about them. And they were bums too. So that was just two whammies. Like 2 4s put together does not mean a 10. I can't. I'm hearing that they went off with their ex-partners, and their ex-partners are big losers. Like, their ex-partners are big losers. I'm hearing that they shrink in comparison to you. Shrink. It's not that they actually have true attraction to them. These people had when we talk about lust, it is a psychological force it's not always related to sex, but let's just talk about a traditional thing, a traditional definition of lust. These people have been attached to these people because of some memories they have with them that may have been intimate, right? They have fun with the sex or something like that. They were friends, traditions, and customs that were established over time. These people, they've had an attachment issue, right? They have been experiencing comfort, security with you, but they have been so insecure, they have not been able to safely and securely explore their emotional realm. Right? Which means they don't love themselves. A block to the self-love. These people, they feel like when they went and chose someone else, they finally got this self-love activation, because they realized that they have been indulging in relationships that have just been soothing them, like something where it wasn't even soothing. It was a situation where they have been, especially men, a lot of men struggle with lust because instead of facing their emotional depth, instead of addressing some emotional cores, they just look for the gratification. They look for the orgasm. It does not mean that they have attraction or desire. It just means that they're using them for an orgasm. Some of them, they thought that they could restore what was lost, and they thought that that would lead to it would lead to an emotional fulfillment or a deepening of the intimacy. It did not. They broke up, and they're left heartbroken. And they also lost you. So he married his ex while I was taking care of our newborn in a homeless shelter because I fled his emotional abuse. If you ever, something about, especially these, if you flee or leave, they will try to replace you. Instead of running and chasing you and begging you, you are my true comfort, you are my true security, you are my true desire, I'm instead going to go, I'm going to choose lust. I'm going to just try to, I'm just going to try to gratify myself, with sex, and use that as an emotional regulation. Instead of really addressing and taking responsibility for my well-being, choosing self-love, they will go off with someone else. Left you in a homeless shelter with a newborn baby. I'm not damn sure not about to be sitting there worrying about somebody else, and I'm sitting in a shelter. Where are you when I needed you? Gotta admit though, as an empath, we be committed to thinking our help is healing, and the whole time we getting drained. Surrender your need to save them. Surrender your need to control or have a certain type of outcome. You think your healing is saving them? Some of you, your healing did save them. Doesn't mean that you need to go back to them. Toxic motherfuckers always take the rocks for granted. Y'all, we deserve so much more. Praise up. We were born to rise from the ashes. You are well preserved and well established. I named my son Phoenix for a reason, okay? This is so beautiful. Bless you and the Phoenix. Yes, bless the Phoenix. The future is so bright. It definitely is. Some of them, because of their poor decision, some of them they chose someone else, right? They don't want to, like, they're so angry and frustrated and moody about you, and they have been at the stalemate because some of them, they don't want to admit their mistake. Some of them, they don't want to admit the fact, like, that they went somewhere else where they thought they would have another opportunity. They thought that they could replace you, and then they realized that this was not. That after all this time, these people are not receptive to them. They don't care about them. They're bombs. Some of them, they wanted you to internalize this and cause you anxieties, right? Because of their own internal struggle. These people don't have nothing on you. If they wouldn't ex, they thought that they could restore their traditions. These exes have become embittered and hate them. My daughter will be 2 next month. Amen. Happy birthday, baby. He knew I lost my mom just a couple weeks before my daughter was born. Named her Divine for a reason. That's the thing, friends. They don't deserve you. They know that you're going through something. They know that you're hurt. They know that you need their emotional support. They know that you need their financial support, but they did not care. You want to know why they're so enraged? Because they fumbled you and lost the other options, and they lost everything. They're left with nothing. They're left with nothing. They're gonna try to chase you though, right? Because all their other options fell through. That was a missed opportunity. You're my total opposite. I'm hearing something about them. They wanted to keep you as a second option and didn't treat you as a matter of priority. right? And then I tell you, I loved you before you loved me. I don't want anyone but you. They chose someone else, and they're aware of it. They know that they're karmic. Some of them, they grew mad because you did not love them first. Something when you were blocked with them, when you were some of you were blocked to them too. Like, you know, because something about you, you just like, you did not fall in love on some superficial intimacy. That you were unemotional and they took this personally. They felt so rejected by you. They went back to something else. They went back to a bomb because they felt that's what they deserved. We learn how to be strong when people walk out on us. But we are the gift that keeps on giving. And they're the loss that keeps on losing. Amen. They teach us to be strong when they leave us. They teach us to rely on ourselves. They teach us the nature of a healthy romance when they leave us to be independent. Now, I don't want to say all of this was some type of selfish, intense, lusting thing that they have been feeling. But I definitely feel like, you know, it was a lot of things that were going on in these relationships, in this situation where they chose someone else over you. They missed their opportunity with you. For one, let's wrap. Takeaways, all right? So that you guys can make the best decision, because some of them, they do want to restore with you. And you are struggling with their past mistakes and feeling insecure about the ending of these third-party situations. It's not because they actually had true desire and attraction for these people. You know that there are two bombs. There are two bum-bums, okay? It's not because they are truly attracted or desire them. It's not because of your physical. Some of these people were an ex. They have been feeling guilty about their own behavior with an ex, where they missed an opportunity with an ex that has been very worthy of their respect, right? So some of them, they destroy something. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, look. Something, okay, let's do our takeaways and then we will wrap, you guys, because we're going a little long. These people, okay, for one, if this is an ex-partner where there was a marriage or some type of long-term relationship, some of them have been serial cheaters. Some of them have been serial cheaters, and you know this. And you have a problem with this. So some of you guys, you did not love this person in the beginning. Something about you really did not like them, and they fell in love with you, okay? If you were aware of this person's past and you know they have not been the best partner, they have destroyed an ex-partner. This third party is a bum, a loser. It's not that they're not worthy of love. It's because they let their rejection issues keep them tethered to someone who did not value them when they had the chance. Because of the increased awareness that you brought them, the unconditional love that you brought them, you did not judge them. Some of you did not judge them for their past mistakes, because you know that we are humans and they're frail. But you still cared and comforted them. Some of you guys still experience a lot of deep intimacy with these people. But they had a strong desire for someone because they have been living in the past, wishing that they can restore what they lost, wishing that they did not destroy their ex-wives, ex-husbands, wish that they did not take advantage of them. Previously, before meeting you, they did not value that family. They did not value those resources, that home life. That's why it wasn't there before you came. But when you gave them increased awareness and you started establishing values with one another, they used those values to explore an ex-partner where they had been feeling insecure and guilty about the ending, for one. For others, there's a situationship, or they chose someone else that they felt, was where they felt rejected, and they did not understand or have the full amount of information, feel like they had what they needed to stop getting triggered. Some of them, they were over it. They didn't want these people anymore, right? After having you, they were like, well, I know that you're my comfort and my security. You're everything that I need. But I still feel unresolved. I'm not going to say unresolved. It's not that they're lacking closure. Maybe they are lacking closure, but it doesn't mean, a lack of closure doesn't mean that there are intimate feelings and attraction there. It means that this person is still getting triggered and traumatized about the experience. That person, they felt like they needed to go and choose these other people, and they realized that some of them, they thought that they could restore. I think that the biggest thing is that they thought that they could restore, or they thought that, they had an illusion of attraction. Okay, that's the third point, some of them. Okay, so we have feelings of guilt, right, from missed opportunities. We have illusions of attraction, and then they realized that it was immature, and that it was rooted in them in a past, and that it was not a reflection of their current realities. Okay, these people, they went into a situation and thought that they would get gratified because maybe they were not getting gratified by you. They loved you before you loved them. So I'm sure that the encounters with you were not gratifying, right? So when they felt, instead of trusting, instead of being patient, they instead, became, they grew into a conflict with you because you were not accepting the offer of marriage. You didn't tell them you loved them back. Some of this was you knew from the beginning, like they may have truly loved you in the beginning, right? Because of what you did for them and the solid foundation that you laid. But it's like something about this felt superficial to you, or something where you needed something, they didn't fulfill your emotional needs. Maybe after you can see this and have compassion for them, because both of you, I do feel like for a lot of you, you may have been out exploring your options and you felt like something was missing with them, right? Some of you guys, you wanted to stay independent and you wanted to, take things slow, and that made them mad. Some of you, you knew you needed to teach this person obedience, and they deliberately disobeyed your orders to cause a conflict and destroy something for you. They didn't care about your home and your establishment collapsing. Some of you, they had wrong assumptions about you and didn't respect you to begin with. Okay? Y'all, they thought that something where something where this person had an illusion of attraction. They thought that this situation was like, I always feel like they felt like these relationships would deepen, that they grew in intimacy, but they realized that they didn't. And they are heartbroken by it. They feel like they're still blocked. There's still no love. These people still don't care about them. Some of these relationships, just the dynamics of their relationship never offered fulfillment. It never offered opportunities for true love to blossom. There are levels to love, right? Levels to healthy relationships. It starts with lust, right? It just starts with the, desire to gratify yourself sexually. Attraction comes when you start to form those emotional ties, when you start to learn someone's personality, essence. Then there's love, right? These people, they thought that there was an illusion. It was something superficial that they thought it was an illusion it was like something superficial they attached onto. It drove them into an illusion of attraction. What's the advice for my friends around this person? Okay, how are they feeling about you? What's the advice? Right? We know that they missed their opportunities with these bums. The fact that you even, I think that the advice definitely should be that it was clear from the beginning that you were the full package. It was clear from the beginning that you were the comfort, security, and you guys may have had an intimacy that needed no rational explanation. So it was clear. Some of this was a conscious decision to disobey and be disloyal. Okay? So let's see. How are they feeling about you, friends? Wheel of Fortune. Nice. Okay. How are they feeling about you, friends? The Emperor. And the Queen of Swords, right? They feel like you were their emperor. But because of their behavior, you have grown cold. Clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. The Two of Wands. You're still not sure if you want to move forward after their mistakes. They're still not planning also, okay? They're still not, taking action forward, and this is embittering you more and more because they're not treating this as a matter of priority, okay? Clarifying the Queen of Swords. Five of Pentacles, right? You have become very embittered by this hardship when they left you rejected, abandoned. Without the things that you need. You were the one that was the protective care. You were the nurturer. You were the stable presence in this person's life. Those other relationships were fleeting and superficial. And I'm hearing that they were ineffective in bed, bums, nasty, gross, bacterial vaginosis, fat. Naive risk. What did I say? Here it is again. Sacrifices. Something about you, after going through this hardship, like I said, some of you guys did not love this person first. They loved you first. You should always choose the person who loved you first. I'm not going to say, you should always choose the person who loved you first. Something about you, have you ever heard this quote? Don't choose the man you love, choose the man that loves you, okay? But something about you didn't love them because you can tell by all the bums that they had around them that they were a bum. It took a sacrifice for you to find emotional fulfillment with them. So you can call this justice. You can say, hey, we're even. It's your choice after, you had to maybe, you had to go through this hardship to find love in them, to find the richness of your relationship. So that's your decision, friends. That's your decision, all right? That's what I'm seeing, you guys. Let me know how this resonates, all right? I love you so much. Hard lessons, but whatever hardship that they caused for you, you were immovable. You were well established. You were preserved. So whatever decision you make about them, don't take it personally, right? They went to these other options because they didn't love themselves. They were bums. It's not that they're better options. They know that life is better with you, okay? But they have been getting triggered on a subconscious level, and that made them return to something where, something unfulfilling and superficial, okay? And they thought that they was going to get an orgasm, and they didn't even get that. You were the one that gives them the orgasm. Damn. Sucks. You were the emperor the whole time, and they fumbled it. Still not planning, still not moving forward, still not taking actions. There's a hardship occurring in this relationship. And you're still misprioritizing. Thank you guys for joining Sunrise Soul. Today there's another pick a card coming up on the channel. What are people realizing about you? We're going to dive deeper into this, okay? Keep affirming, right? Keep affirming over yourself. Keep affirming that you deserve a partner that respects you. You deserve the Emperor. Okay? I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. How do they feel about you? Some of them, they're still blocked to you. But, and not planning. But they definitely sense a change occurring, right? You call the shots in the situation and you decide, whether they can come back. But I definitely feel like, you have become something. They feel like you're being cruel. You left them with nothing, and you left them to face a hardship. You chose self-love and preserved and persevered and maintained yourself, and now they see you achieving. They're the ones that are embittered by the hardship now. They're the ones carrying the burden of their mistakes, especially after they realize that when they chose someone else, it was superficial and not even gratifying. I could see if they was actually having a good time over there. Some of them, they were, turned on by the memory of, things. I hope that made sense. It was a lot going on, friends, okay? It was my honor to be here with you guys, okay? Don't forget the scripture for today. You are divinely protected. You are recovering. You are restoring. Some of these people wanted to destroy your relationship. So, you can decide if that's right for you. If you're dealing with people who were attacking your relationship and you know that they were, try to have compassion for this person for their mistakes. Some of these people they had history with. So they use that to their advantage, right? When really, these people never cared about them. They had plenty of opportunity to offer comfort, security, and support. But they just they knew that you were the emperor. They knew that you were the one that had the authority in this person's life. And they just wanted to cause resistance and confuse your person. Something subconscious was going on. Some of these people are shape-shifting, doing black magic, and, produce this urge within your person. And that's why they went off and chose someone else. Not because they actually desire them. Not because it's true love or attraction. Instead of exploring a relationship with you, they were embittered, felt, abandoned and rejected because you didn't love them first, or you knew that you needed to teach them something. You knew that you needed to train them, make them aware of themselves, and, they got embittered by this, okay? They were driven by this urge to, of conflict. They were driven by an intense force where they have been getting, lusting, and that is related to like a conflict or related to a desire to, fulfill something that has already been lost. These people have just been trying to emotionally regulate, emotionally soothe. What this represents, them is a lot of their adult life needs have been unmet. This person has not been safe and secure, and you have been the one to save them. So you can decide, right? You are their savior. But if you decide to leave them with nothing, like they left you, all is fair in love and war. A lot of y'all are saying peace out to these on these mugs. Because what we say, cleanliness is next to godliness. So it don't even matter because we washing our hands with the bums, right? I don't deal with no bums. If you keeping a bum around for no reason, that means you're a bum. And you don't deserve achievement, success. You don't value preserving, and you don't value that, right? They were not, now after establishing beliefs and learning that you were the emperor, you were everything that they needed. Now they're like, okay, I worked on my beliefs and my values, and I'm valuing this with you now. For some of you, it's not so much as that they didn't value it, it's more so that they became angry that you were not committing to them as much as, some of you, they love bombed you, or they did something, it was superficial to you, right? They may have really felt love because the way that you came in and offered them comfort and security, they never had that. They never had that. These other feminists that, we got the information on third parties. Were missed opportunities where people were not receptive. They were under an illusion of attraction. Okay? I love you. I won't get too long with it. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to check out the pick a card. It's literally getting posted in a couple hours. I say about 5, 6 o'clock. Happy Sunday fun day. Happy sunrise soul. Reread the scripture. Don't forget Matthew book 7, verse, chapter, what is it? I don't know. Verse 24 through 25. Okay? I love you, and I'll see you guys later.